Welcome to another episode of Young Bros Anime Pod. Let my fellow host introduce himself, and then I'll do so as well.
What up, everybody? It's Klepto on Twitch and Twitter. Good to see y'all again.
Klepto.
It's your boy, love it, man.
Love it, man.
Dollar, you know, it's your boy Flossy B93.
Wow. And I'm the other host, Tiggity T. Let's get to it. I do want to say every time I say Love It Main's handle, I always think of what's his name? First Iron Man.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Man,
Every time
love
I say
it,
your name,
man.
I think of
You're gonna love it, man.
You don't love it, man.
I think about that every time. Sorry.
Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that Marvel's anime, man? You're gonna love it, man. I'm in it, man. Let's get it, man.
So this episode is going to be our anime versus anime debate. So this episode, while we don't have this one on there because it's been previously discussed, it was originally conceived in my mind comparing Frieren to Solo Leveling. This isn't one we're discussing, so I'm not going to get into that. But that was the premise behind this episode. So starting off with number one, we have Naruto versus Jujutsu Kaisen. Which one do you favor more? Which one do you think has better animation, better plot? Which one really takes the cake overall?
So I think overall, Naruto might just be a greater body of work. I love both of them. Not equally. So I may be being a bit biased, but I think my main point of contention, specifically with JJK, and I believe I talked with you, Klepto, about this when it came up, was we got so much buildup for the end of the series, and then they kind of just had to like come up with solutions on the fly.
Yeah.
I also didn't like how they did Gojo on a whim. It didn't feel like it felt like if he was gonna lose outright, I'd have been like, cool, show me that.
Right.
But like
exactly.
this felt like you set it up to where he really boo-bop Sukuna and then just so happened to get cut in half out of nowhere. I didn't like it.
It was wild. That ending was I mean, not even the ending, just that fight alone. There were a lot of moments reading the fight, talking about Gojo versus Sukuna, where it was like, okay, yeah, this is truly like everything I've ever wanted. The fight is going crazy. There's multiple rounds. Like we're really getting into what made curse energy. Like we're seeing it being used at its peak by like the two strongest individuals. That was like everything I wanted it to be. And then when it was time for the twist, it wasn't like Flossie B just said, it wasn't really a twist. It was more so they just was like, okay, we were going to have a plan with this fight, but we're going to cut it in half. And then they literally cut Gojo in half. And then it was like, oh, he just died? That's it? It's a wrap?
Right out of my tails.
Like, we wasn't just in the middle of like, this was about to be the next big heated exchange. Nah, he gone? Oh. Well, damn. All right.
Yep.
But getting back to the original topic, for me personally, Naruto, I could be biased as well, but even trying to speak about it objectively, animation-wise, there were points in JJK, especially it being a more modern anime, there being more modern, tools of the trade for animation, so they can do a lot more with their animation. It looked great. It looked amazing. Season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen looked fantastic. I still rewatch the season now. It looks great. But to me, Naruto still holds up to this day. Like I just watched around episode 330 where Naruto and Kurama performed their first Link mode. It looked great. It looked fantastic. it was fire. It was like I was watching it for the first time again. So I mean, I'd argue that Naruto's animation still holds up, but I wouldn't be opposed to give Jujutsu Kaisen a knock in that direction. But as an overall body of work, Naruto, from the plot, the subplot, the characters, the character development, Naruto it does so much. It does so much.
Not even to bring this up because I know it's a sequel series, but I feel like Naruto had so much gas that its leftover gas was able to make Boruto, and 2 Blue Vortex right now is gas.
Mm-hmm. Kishimoto.
Per chapter release, it's just not letting up. It's just not.
I didn't think it was gonna be this good. When you told me Kishimoto was coming back and writing it, I was like, okay, yeah. I imagine I could see it getting like a little better. I could see him kind of patching it up a little bit. Nah. My boy Kishimoto said, "Hey, so we coming back for the top. We coming back for the top. We're coming back for the top." I had like 2 Blue Vortex. Right now, manga is gas. When the anime comes back, I can't wait to see how they cook it up. I ain't gonna hold you. And I've never felt that way about Boruto since its existence. And I am sitting here saying right now, I am excited for Boruto 2 Blue Vortex to get animated. Like, I cannot wait to see that. Cannot.
For me, I think like there's aspects I like about Jujutsu Kaisen, but it's not even in the same realm of conversation when we speak on the battles and fights that happened in Naruto. Like, Jujutsu Kaisen obviously has great battle scenes, great plot, good story, but you're able to do so much more when you have over 700 episodes worth of a catalog. And so, with that being said, you know, I think some of the newer animes, I think that's where they ride the struggle bus, is that some of their plots don't get the same amount of time that we were able to get those, because now we live in the streaming world where now it's about getting a quick 24 episodes out and see if you can get a 3rd season or what have you. I think that's what we saw, you know, kind of with Shield Hero. Shield Hero did good off its 1st season, and then the 2nd season was kind of like,
very
and then the 3rd season was like, we're slipping. We're slipping a little bit.
What's going on?
We're not even talking about that anime, but at the same time, I just figured I'd make mention of it because that's something that I feel has hindered newer anime, is that they're having to adhere to that lesser episode count. They're not really able to go for it when it's getting serialized like Naruto, One Piece, Bleach.
I think that's what made modern hits like My Hero and Demon Slayer so the hits that they are, is because they're longer than the modern anime. You're getting 5, 6, like Demon Slayer went to shorter I think they went to like 7 to 8 episode seasons, but 2 of those episodes are like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's shorter episodes, but they're packing it with content. My Hero went classic shonen, like 6 seasons, 24 episode seasons. Here's the plot, here's the action, here's the build up, here's the fall, and it's like
appreciate about
it works out. It worked out well for the story they were trying to tell, and so I feel like if more, I know it's kind of like you just got to speaking on the streaming. No, I didn't see that. They're like the manga ending.
So I don't want to misquote, but from what I understand, the anime ending is being redone differently.
Oh, so the animation company doing a different ending. Okay, I mean that happens from time to time.
The only fight that's on there now is the fight between All Might and All For One. That's where they stop at, and that's not where the manga ends. So, and it had already finished.
Season 7 is coming. Season 7 is coming. The next season for My Hero? Yeah.
No, it's already, that's what's out. It's season 7.
Did it start already?
Yeah.
What?
It had already finished. It had already ended. But fans didn't like the ending, so it was like, cool, we're gonna shuffle that stuff off, and we're gonna redo this real quick, different from the manga. I'm not gonna lie, I know we're not even talking about MHA, but because it was brought up in conversation, I had to mention that. And if they do redo the ending, I'm not gonna lie, Horikoshi, hats off to you, big guy. Thank you. This is better than when we got Sonic's eyes redone.
Love
I'm
it,
just saying,
man.
giving away your quirks to win is loser bullshit.
I'm looking at it. I like JJK, but I feel like I guess I can go along with what y'all said too. The story, like Naruto just has a full body of work. Especially as far as the story goes. And
I mean,
and-
JJK does now too. The manga's finished. There's no more story. So it's a full body of work as well.
But to me, it was. I found plot holes. But I mean, there may not have been. I mean, I could be wrong because, like, I stopped at a
you're
certain
right.
point.
I'm with you on that.
But there was too
Haven't
many.
read the manga. I
There's
agree
plot
with
holes
you.
in Naruto too. If you start staring too
There
close.
is some.
Yeah.
There is some. But
There,
those.
definitely.
But the ones I found in Naruto, I'm not really concerned with. There is a couple of big ones. Don't get me wrong, but the other ones were like, you know, I can kind of do away with thinking about that right now.
Right.
You know, who knows? They might try to come back in Boruto and cover some of that. But yeah, I go Naruto over JJK, but it's like a close call. Yeah.
Okay.
Naruto. Now this next one is going to be Attack on Titan versus Code Geass. Nah, if everybody's all right, I'd like to start this one off.
Oh, Lord.
Me and Attack on Titan, we beef. I'm just going to go ahead and say all Attack on Titan has is animation. That's it. That's it. Code Geass has it beat in every single other category.
Low key.
Now,
I would,
obviously
y'all
not
head.
with fans because there's more
On
money
y'all
you
head.
got invested in Attack on Titan. But
I would also say though that there's an argument to be made for Code Geass's animation for the time.
That's
It was
fair.
newer, and looking back, rewatching it, I like that style of animation.
heard. But if you look at proportionally the budget that Code Geass was receiving, proportionate to the budget that Attack on Titan was, like you never really saw anime get money like that behind it. It was like it was
Right.
the equivalent to getting Disney money thrown behind a Fox movie. It was like what?
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's accurate.
That's how I felt
accurate.
with Attack on Titan.
That is accurate.
yeah. And the animators for Attack on Titan said, "Did you say we have a budget?
Yeah, they was cooking.
There's money."
But with Code Geass, I would agree that for the time it came out, the animation was on par with what it was coming out against.
Mm.
And to me, I think flesh mechs are dumb. I mean, again, I just don't like Attack on Titan because of
Flash
the
Max was that was different. That was different. I didn't
Yeah.
know, like when I first saw it, I was like, okay, I see the vision, and on a level, I respect it. You know, it's different, it's new. The way that they applied it in their world, I was like, okay, you got me with something here. And then the more people that became able to do it was when I was like, okay, what's so special about this now? What is it? What
They,
It's kind of
Everybody
like in
have-
movies when they tell you devil fruits are rare, and then every
Yeah, bro.
motherfucker everywhere you go has a devil fruit.
facts? Like what like real quick, like not to say that devil fruits got boring real quick, but devil fruits it got to a point
But
where it
it's
was like, okay, who doesn't have a devil fruit? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you get to that point real quick, and so that's what happened with Attack on Titan and the Flesh Mechs. It's like, okay, yeah, Aaron is like this dude, like his first couple of transformations, I was like, oh, he about to go dumb. Like I'm getting excited. Even when the girl transformed, I was like, okay, Titan v Titan, it's about to go stupid. And then Reiner became able to transform, and then the other dude became able to transform, and then the other
Was it
one was
Verholt?
a
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was him. And then there was a girl. She transformed into like a midget Titan. I was like, what is the importance? Like, what? You just gave it to everybody. Like, don't even know what we're doing anymore.
And then Eren was like, "Cool, well, I'm gonna kill all the other humans." It's like,
Essentially,
Like, okay. Bro took a turn and said, "That's it. I'm Frieza."
it was man, bro. It was weird.
Yeah, I mean, it was really that was really trash to me too, bro. Like it was just flesh mechs with mystic abilities. Oh, I get to harden the back of my neck with diamonds and shit like that. Like, come on.
I actually wish they would have dived deeper into that.
They really should have.
It was something new. It was different. It was like at that point, could nobody do it but her? And it was like, okay, how is she doing that? How is she able to do that? Is that an extra Titan ability? Is that like an extra ability? Like some of the character, like what is that? Get into that.
Really
like,
should have.
Dude, Attack on Titan just ugh.
I think I would have been more interested in it if you found out that somewhere in the world there was a society like creating Titans and sending them to that place. Like, in a sense, like some Dr. Gero somewhere, just like, all right, how can I modify this Titan to like overcome all this other stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And having to deal with the Levi Ackerman or Saiyans. You know what I'm saying? Like that to me would have been cool. Yeah.
And then,
sorry, Attack on Titan fans. We'll never support your anime. This is not an Attack on Titan podcast. We do not trigger that shit here. I mean, Klepto's nice. He'll be.
I was about to say, I'm not gonna outright shit on it.
The rest of us are honest. We'll tell you we don't like your trash anime here. So take it on. Moving right along.
Man, we ain't spent no time on this. Gotcha.
Not at all.
We threw Attack on Titan in the dumpster and then set it
Wait,
on
what?
fire.
Under the bus,
And then watched it burn.
on fire.
And then set it on fire again.
I think this next one will be a lot more hot contested, in my opinion. I think, and that's Cowboy Bebop versus Trigun.
Ooh.
Because I can't wait to hear some of y'all betray some of our favorite animes like this.
Okay, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna say Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
Trigun was
Great.
was good to me. It didn't stick with me like that though. Like
Dang.
Cowboy Bebop is I will never forget that anime. Like I could not watch that anime for like 5 years and then I could sit down and watch it and be like, huh, yeah, I could quote this scene still. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna ever lose that. And then the soundtrack, like the soundtrack, the story, Spike Spiegel, like what is there not to love?
Yeah.
Faye Valentine, like what is there not to love about Cowboy Bebop? That's what I'm saying.
Like, as far as musical scoring in the 90s, like anime was really doing something, man.
Yeah,
like, shows that were coming out. Like even if you look back at the original score for how DBZ was aired in the 90s,
bruh,
like in America, dude,
bruh, come on, bro. It was heat. It was heat.
And did y'all know that was technically that was actually the Canada version?
Yeah, that was the Canada dub. Yeah, that soundtrack was on the Canada dub. Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep. But it was the better soundtrack, so they aired it here too.
With 1000%.
Yeah, it was the better soundtrack, so they aired it here on Toonami and stuff. But now, did y'all see Lupin the Third? The soundtrack from Lupin the Third was gas too.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Just straight heat, bro.
And not to say that Trigun didn't have good scoring, but I don't think that it's in the same echelon. And
It's not.
I have friends and family that love Trigun, and I'm not trying to issue any disrespect towards Vasha Stampede. Very cool character, cool in his own right. But for me, man, I have always wanted to be Spike Spiegel. I have always wanted to be fearless. Like, I'm that guy, Han, and you're gonna deal with me, and I'm gonna be a fucking problem.
Yep.
That boy say, I love a woman that kill me.
For real, bro.
Okay. My turn. My go. Talk about this.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
for me, I cannot genuinely pick between both of those because I just have way far too much respect for both of them. Put one above the other. I mean, even though they are both kind of like sci-fi anime, I still feel like they both are in a different playing field from each other.
Yeah, I agree.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, we want to say soundtrack. We all know that Cowboy Bebop definitely had the better soundtrack versus Trigun. Like, but as far as action goes, it just depends on what part of the story was in Cowboy Bebop versus, Vash just running out there, but like, hi. Oh, somebody shooting? Railgun.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think there was as compelling a story in Trigun as the thing between Fearless and Vengeance.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on how you really want to look at it, because I get what you're saying, but the Trigun story between two fallen angels, if you will, is what they probably pretty much comparing them to, is a great story.
I have no words to contradict your statement, other than to say that it's simply not as compelling as this guy literally trapped this bitch in a relationship and then told home dude, look, go assassinate this other clan because they're gonna kill me, and then just kidding, you're out.
Damn.
Yeah.
And then he goes and becomes a bounty hunter. Like, hold on. That's too many things in one go round.
Mm-hmm.
And then the way it ends, like,
I mean, but then you got, like I said, the story of two artificially made people, and then they're just trying to go. Then they're trying to figure out the life.
Being that it's a normal dude, it's even crazier, because as a normal human being, you can think, man, like, what would it be like if I really went through that shit? What would it be like if my best friend, the person who adopted me into his family, like, basically put me into the meat grinder because now I'm having to go handle his business and take out this whole other gang just so he can live and survive. And now he's going to take over the head spot of this gang, and I'm booted.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know. It's probably my recent layoff. Sorry, viewers. It's probably my recent layoff that's got me biased. So, I'm just putting it out there. The trail is hitting hard for me right now. No.
I mean, like I say, that definitely is a compelling story. But like I say, you also got, like, it's literally good versus evil. But the thing about it is, with the evil side, you can't even really knock his line of thinking.
Right.
You can't really knock his line of thinking, and the reason why he wants to.
I hate a villain that makes sense, bro.
So it's like Killmonger. It's like
it was pretty much like Killmonger. But he was like, but I can't let you do that though. It's
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, stop.
Oh, by the way, if I'm telling you now, if Michael B. Jordan makes an appearance in Avengers Doomsday, I'm gonna lose my shit.
I mean, he could.
Because we're getting a Shuri Killmonger reunion.
I'm about to say we are in like multiverse territory now, so he could.
Imagine they pull the. Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. This isn't even a Marvel podcast. We're about to have a whole.
That ain't even what it's about.
So, on to the next one. Number 4. Bleach versus Black Clover. I don't know if y'all care if I start us off, but I'm not trying to hate on Bleach. Bleach has been a cool ride and it's had cool characters. And I was anti-Black Clover. This is another anime that Klepto got me into. And it was one that I went into it not wanting to like it. First episode, met Asta, and I was like, all right, I'm sold. Get wrecked. I'm done.
Uh-oh.
Literally.
And like,
wow.
From then on.
Camera shut off. Like.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all
apologies.
What's it called? So for me, Asta, the thing that's cool about him is he's not just your typical shonen
Right.
where it's just the whole thing is all about him. Like, yes, there is the main story narrative, which is about him, but each character gets their flowers in the Black Clover deal. And beyond that, I have read into the manga as to where it's at now.
Yeah.
Oh, you started reading the manga?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, actually.
Hey.
That's actually one I want to buy into.
And viewers, this is not to be biased, but with 100% absolute certainty, I have never read a Bleach manga and will never read a Bleach. It has never been compelling enough for me to like anime. It was all right enough for me to watch, but never in a million years would I ever read Bleach. Never on your life.
The manga's actually pretty good. Bleach manga.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Good. I ain't gonna lie. Bleach manga is actually pretty good.
That's what I've always heard too. That the manga is
The manga was flat.
Being an anime only, I feel like I get fed enough.
I feel
I feel you on that. Don't get me wrong. The Bleach anime does feed. The Bleach
the
anime
Bleach
definitely
anime
puts
is-
food on the table.
Sure.
1000%. 1000%.
For me, for somebody who is mainly an anime watcher and then goes to the manga with certain exclusions, for me, Bleach just never really necessitated me doing that. Now, whereas Naruto, I felt that. One Piece, I felt that way. It was like, because, for example, with One Piece, you get the SBSs, you get the chapter, stories, where you initially see the front panel where it's something going on, not even with what's going on in the current manga chapter. And those things encourage me to read as well. And Bleach may have that, but I just couldn't see it being compelling enough for me to be like, boy, I can't wait to get on Viz Media and get my Bleach manga.
What the
It's not gonna happen.
That's funny.
Holy-
I feel,
No, I
like,
feel you on
I feel
that.
like you just made fun of me when I was waiting for my Kaiju number 8 to come in.
No,
Oh,
Like that's exactly how I was. Like,
No.
oh, they're coming. And he was
no,
just,
no, 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 no.
Yeah.
Kaiju number 8 delivers hand over fist. Absolutely not. Love and Main is a big defender of Kaiju number 8, and it deserves that defense. Kaiju number 8 is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Both in
But you-
manga and in anime.
But
It's not even a part of this debate, but it deserves its place.
With this one,
Oh,
you
go
go.
ahead, dude.
No, you can go. You can
No,
go.
go ahead, love man.
All right.
Go ahead.
With this one, man, I would have to say Black Clover. And y'all know how much of a Bleach fan I am.
Damn.
And the thing about it is, it's like it's. I haven't read the manga yet, but like just like animation, for me, the story and how we really don't have many big ass plot holes as far as we did in Bleach. Like it's just, it's more well rounded for me, man, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
I feel that.
Now I am enjoying the 1,000 Year Blood War arc though, but yeah, we going.
For me, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna say Bleach. I'm gonna say Bleach. Don't get me wrong. Black Clover, being caught up on Black Clover in the manga, having seen all the anime, Black Clover is fantastic. I love Black Clover. Black Clover is gas. The manga right now to me is of the utmost heat. The utmost heat. But I like the characters in Bleach so much more. So much more. I love the Bleach characters way more. The 13 court captains, head captain, Yamamoto, you know what I'm saying? I like Ichigo better than Asta. I like Uryu better than Like, the characters in Bleach to me are just better characters.
That's crazy.
Better characters. And I like Magic is cool. But spiritual pressure is heat. Spiritual pressure and Bankai is straight
Bro.
gas.
I'm
Kubo
sorry.
was
I ain't
cooking.
gonna lie, to just
Kubo
stand
was
outside
cooking
and be
on
like,
his power
oh,
system, bro.
what is that?
God. I'm talking about Ichigo was coming up the stairs. Ichigo coming up the stairs, and Kenpachi's in the middle of the courtyard, just like, yeah, I'm waiting on you, dog. Come on. Come on, Nate. Who's spiritual pressures? Yeah. Nah.
Get that little spine tingling chill in your neck, like, ooh, somebody thinking about killing me. Who is that? Is that Kenpachi? Kenpachi, sit your ass down. So
Kubo was cooking on that power system, bro. Spiritual pressure is fire.
For Floss Boss goes, I wanna make a statement.
Go ahead,
Floss Boss.
Oh, I thought you said before.
I said before,
No,
yeah.
I said after you go.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna agree with Klepto, specifically because
Damn, split decision.
as much as I love Black Clover, and I mean I love Black Clover, the fact that Mista's power is literally anti everyone else is the biggest thing I have ever seen. Still though, Bleach gave us I hate the bout. I'm not gonna lie. I hate it so much. I thought that was so stupid. And don't get me wrong, I have my deep set criticisms of Bleach, but you cannot be let's say you somewhere random and you just hear Senbon Sakura.
Nah.
No, you already know.
Yep.
You already know. It's over with. It's done. The Bankai, all of it, bro. Bleach as a body of work was so iconic to itself that, like, in the big three, it just made its own space. Like,
literally,
we never, when growing up, reading it or watching it, never thought about comparing it to Naruto. It was literally its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
The only time I actually sat down and said, I'm gonna compare it to something is if I was arguing with people about anime, or when I finally watched Jujutsu Kaisen and I said, hey, this kind of feel like Bleach. That was it. So I think overall Bleach definitely outshines Black Clover. Not to say that Black Clover is bad, but I don't think it's gonna have the 20-year longevity that Bleach has. 20 years and going. Because we got to get the Hell arc. Like, it's not.
They wrote 1,000 Year, then they rewrote 1,000 Year, and now they're animating 1,000 Year, and I think they're doing another arc too.
Hell arc.
Hey.
So there's actually more Bleach coming out, which is crazy.
Hey.
Yeah.
What about? This ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but I'm gonna just say this, then we gonna move on. What about Bleach versus Soul Eater, as far as like character versus characters go?
Bleach.
I'm sorry, Bleach should not be fighting other ends, and I'm gonna make that. Like,
no.
Old Man Yamamoto solos most verses.
Oh God.
I didn't even want to bring him up. Ichigo's speed feats, he outspeeds. Like, you gotta pull out like a Flash. Like,
gotcha.
Like,
no, the Flash step is crazy.
Allen in the room. Like,
yeah, Flash step is crazy. Flash step
Gotcha.
is.
Have to go to Dragon Ball Super to find something comparable.
Yeah.
Or like Sailor Moon or some stuff.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, let's
Sailor Moon would be your safety net.
Pretty much.
Yeah, sure. Because Sailor Moon would be able to contend.
Exactly.
Regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But I think even Beerus might like get to your watch.
Beerus ain't got no spiritual pressure, dog. I'm sorry. Beerus getting turned into a house cat. Bro ain't got no spiritual pressure, dog. He gonna pull up on any of the captains and be like,
that doesn't matter.
It matters.
Hold on.
It matters.
Hold on.
Listen. That's why we can't do this. That's why we can't do this.
No.
That's why we can't do this. Why be telling people about
No. Hold on. Because the minute pops up, doesn't matter what attack you throw at me, I'm dissolving it with my destructive energy. So, like, nothing you do at me is gonna hit me.
That's what I'm saying. Spiritual pressure ain't an attack. That nigga just in your space.
Heard. But we're talking about somebody who can withstand the atmospheric pressure or the lack thereof, the vacuum of space. I don't think spiritual pressure is going to be a problem.
That's
for
not.
this man.
But that's different than attacking your
apply the
soul.
same. Yeah, I was about to say they don't apply the same.
All
So
you got to
this is
think
why-
about
This is
it.
why I say
Has the spiritual pressure been shown
Bleach.
at any point? Hold on. I just want to flesh this out. Because now we're arguing physics, and now that's where I tend to get a little more serious.
But that's
Has there been any instance within Bleach where the release of spiritual pressure or the use of such was able to produce a seismic event?
yes.
Yep.
I haven't completed the thought. A seismic event to shatter that particular verse.
That particular what?
the particular verse. But let me poke a hole in what you talking about, though. The physical realm and the spiritual realm is two different realms.
Iris could break the realm of the Kais, which is supposed to be more durable than the Hell realm, Otherworld, and the realm where humanity exists within Universe 7.
So Beerus, so you telling me Beerus can physically fight a spirit?
What I'm telling you is that Beerus could dissolve the spirit as long as the spirit is not itself immortal.
Mm-hmm.
I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is,
It's not worthy of discussion, I grant you. So-
it's not that it's not worthy of discussion.
Yeah, not
One,
that.
it's difficult to discuss, and this is why I say Bleach should not fight anybody but Bleach.
Yeah.
Because
It doesn't apply to
spiritual
physics.
pressure, it is a broken power system. Like I'm not lying when I say that. Like when people talk about Ichigo versus some other main character, it's Ichigo. Stop. Put it in your back pocket. It's
It's not even on some,
not.
their powers don't count.
Yeah,
It's on
they
some-
count. It's just
It's on some, he walked in the room and released, and that was it. You're dead.
yeah,
You
like
died.
it's not fair. It's not fair. It's intentionally not fair. Like he's the one character I think, like as much as Saitama is a joke character, Saitama doesn't even get a chance to swing. Like sit down. Down. So Bleach is just it's in another tier of broken when we talk about broken.
Yeah. All right.
It's
They gotta
another
have
reason
one
why
right.
it's another reason why I don't like Bleach a whole lot, because it's like there has to be a cap. And Bleach was like, a cap?
A cap for what?
A cap for what?
He got
His
stronger.
spirits, cuz they did.
Damn,
They
why
did.
did
They can be as strong as whatever. Like
Y'all ready to
what?
move on to number 5?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, so for number 5, we have Windbreakers versus Tokyo Revengers.
So I have a bit of a caveat for this one.
I just
Are
started
you looking-
your Avengers actually.
Are you looking for strictly a fighting anime? Because if so, I would lean towards like Windbreakers, just because that's what it is. It's the hand.
In your opinion, animation, overall plot, which one do you think comes out on top as a better watch?
Mm.
A more satisfying watch.
A better
For
watch
me-
to me is a Windbreaker. Windbreaker.
I
to
was
me
gonna
is
say the
better
better watch for me is Tokyo Revengers, but I like mystery and
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. That's what it breaks down to.
I like the story surrounding Tokyo Revengers. Like I like how they set up the story. His power, the way his like ability to travel back in time works is still really weird. I'm only like 10 episodes in, so I don't know a whole lot, but just watching like how he uses his ability, what he's supposed to be doing, like I'm just kind of like I like the story, I like what they're trying to do, but the execution just isn't there for me. It's like there's a lot going on and there's a lot happening, but it also feels like we're not getting anywhere.
Oh,
You-
definitely
Like I
gotta keep
said,
watching.
I'm still watching, but just after being 10 episodes in, that's still how I feel.
No, I feel
You know,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely keep
10
watching.
episodes in, I expect some motion towards the main plot to have started taking step, and I'm not feeling that yet. But Windbreaker, even though it lacks the depth of story that Tokyo Revengers has, it maximizes on what it does really well. The animation is clean. The fights are well choreographed. Even the bit of subplot you do get, like when we were watching the main character, the dots connect. When we were watching the main character versus the second in command of was Shishi Tosen, I think is what it's called. Yeah, the second in command of the Yellow Jacket gang. You know what I'm saying? Like getting his backstory and how he ended up to where he was in the middle of the fight. Like even though it was in the middle of the fight, it didn't take away from the fight.
Right.
It's like we're getting the backstory, but they still throwing hands. You know what I'm saying? We're getting, some of the main character's thoughts and some of his thoughts. Like we're getting it all at the same time. So it's like, the depth of story, the story may seem sort of basic. It still plays out like a fighting anime / shonen, but it maximizes on what it does deliver very well. Like you're not disappointed in what you're watching in Windbreaker.
Mr. Main.
I definitely feel the same way. I would have to lean more towards Windbreakers too, but I like both. I think my brother started watching it because I've mentioned it so many times. But just like he said, like the dots connect more in Windbreaker. The story is there. You get the in-depth stuff in the midst of the fights, which is weird. But again, it doesn't take away from the fight because you like, okay, well that's why he, got that screw loose. But he about to kick this man's ass. And Tokyo Revengeance, definitely keep watching, bro, because the more you get into it, they actually do break down. They do plan on they do break down his ability to travel back to time a little bit more because he doesn't know much right now either within them first 10 episodes.
Right.
But I like how his whole thing is pretty much trying to save the future of Toman.
Right.
And that's the deep story, and it just gives you all the breakdowns of what's going on every time he pulls off a critical event, if you will.
Okay.
Because every time he thinks he's done something critical, he goes back and something is thrown off again.
Right.
So so the story is definitely deep, man. But I do feel like Windbreakers is actually starting to get a little bit deeper as well because everybody can connect with Sakura as far as human emotions go, dealing with people in life and subjugating yourself from people. Because I've done that for a long time. I used to be the biggest asshole when I was in high school. It took a chick that I actually dated.
Not you,
man. What?
I don't believe it,
bro. I used to put people head in my.
Why I do declare? Shut up your mouth. Why he turned into a Southern Belle real quick?
Right.
Why I do declare?
Oh, bro, I used to
seem like
be
the right thing to say.
I used to be on one. But the thing about it is, I usually kept myself away from a bunch of people, and it took really like a chick I used to talk to in high school to break me out of that. But so I connect with that character a whole lot when he going through a lot of the stuff he's going through, except for the people showing emotions thing. That man there just needs to go hug somebody and stop it.
Stop it.
Just stop it.
I'm gonna let you go, and then I'll go last.
Oh no, I definitely. Like I said, I was leaning Tokyo Revengers just because the depth of the story. With me, I really want anime is like soap operas. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like, when I dig into anime, if I don't click with the story in an impactful way, but any kind of story, then I'm probably not gonna finish it. I think that's why I like Fairy Tail so much, because at the time I was watching it, that's how I was feeling about my friends, and so it was it was very much me being like,
well, I am your friend. I will always be your friend.
Thank you, Gildart.
I cannot ride the fairy tale train with you. I'm sorry. I love you with my whole heart. You are one of my very good friends.
That's exactly who he would be.
That is exactly who that man is. That man is Gildart.
Oh,
Gildart.
Is that in Fairy Tail?
Yeah. He does crash magic.
I gotta watch it because now I gotta know if you're talking shit.
I'm not. Gildart is one of the oldest nobody's squad. But Gildart ran up on Agnologia and lost one arm, one leg, and half of his torso. And Gildart is like one of the strongest wizards in fairy tale. So
I
Agnologia
ain't even gonna say that.
ridiculous. Huh? You said what?
No, I was about to say something that was gonna get us canceled. I ain't gonna say that.
What you
Tragic.
gonna say?
No.
No.
We
No.
are just building the biggest buzz we have been
Nope.
building. No.
No.
Don't do it.
I know better.
Please,
I will not. All right, take it to what you got?
So let me start off by saying, and I hope this is okay with the other panel members that I do this. Let me shout out my cousin Daniel. Daniel was
Daniel.
the very first person to put me on to Tokyo Revengers, and
Yeah.
it is on my watch list to rewatch so that I can re-examine the story. I will say there wasn't a part of Tokyo Revengers when I initially that I was like, well, this is terrible. At no
Right.
point did I think that. At no
Right.
point did I perceive that. Was that never a thought in my mind? All credit to that mangaka. I think that for the way for the vision that they have, beautiful, immaculate, no critiques. However, being a science nerd, time travel mechanics really bother me.
Yeah.
I gotta say,
That's why he got
That's
y'all attack on
paradoxical
Titan
shit.
like that.
there's a lot of paradoxical shit.
Oh, yeah.
And it's that stuff for me that I got to give it to Windbreakers, because with Windbreakers, there's no miss. There is like each thing it's a clear, it's like spoon feeding it to you, and it's the most wonderful meal I've ever had in my life. Oh,
Yeah.
glorious.
I'd agree with
Please feed me more. Oh man. And really, in a sense where I haven't, like, where you've seen the development of the MC, I think that this takes a unique route in that, yes, he does experience feelings, and yes, but it's more of it's really more than anything, like, the character is not seeking to be accepted.
Mhm.
He's
Right.
like, I just want to be a fighter. But
Mm.
it's other people that are teaching him, like, no, you do need us. Like, and we want to be there for you. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to be a hurt human hurting humans. Like, you can be a strong person that protects. And
Becoming this way will make you stronger.
exactly. And while I think that message has probably been propagated in other anime, I think that the way that Windbreakers specifically does it is refreshing to me with the anime that are in our current circles of Crunchyroll and things like that, as well as what's really come out in like the last 10 years. I really feel like Windbreakers is a breath of fresh air, and there's no powers, nothing. And it's cool for just being that.
Yep.
But I will say, Crunchyroll, if you don't start putting more money into dubbing shit in English, I'm gonna really start getting
God.
pissed off,
Activate your
because
phone,
I'll watch certain stuff subbed, but I'm not watching it. I'm not watching Windbreaker subbed. It's not gonna happen. I know I'm gonna make some of the other panel members mad. But no. I don't care. I'm a human being. I'm not a ninja. I'm not a shinobi.
Turn the Sharingan on.
Should be, but
Okay. You did it with
get
one.
your phone running.
You gonna be all right.
I'm from the village hidden in the pipes. Okay.
Nope. That's the village.
Shut the
Oh, I'm
I'm not here piping up
dead.
ACs. All right.
Hey,
What did he
Make
say?
sure we clip that one. Village hidden in the pipes is crazy.
What did he say?
Let me summon my pipe bridge. Get out of it. Anyway, we're now for sure getting canceled. You heard it here first. Sorry,
Village
guys.
hidden in the pipes is wild.
Moving on to number 6. We have, this one's gonna be real tough for me personally. Vinland Saga versus Full Metal Alchemist.
Gonna choose to not pick one because
No, it's gun to your head time.
no.
Gun to your head time is crazy.
Go ahead, pull the
Because this
trigger.
is captivating conversation.
I'm
None
good.
of my
Pull the
head
trigger.
time.
Gun to your
None
head.
of my head time. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. Full description.
Praise be to God.
Nah,
Jeez, squeeze it.
I might be biased because I'm not done with Vinland yet, but for me, it's FMAB. That's just that anime's been with me since I was 10 years old, bro. I'm 30 now. That's 20 years. That anime's been with me 20 years, and I don't watching Vinland Saga though. I will say Vinland Saga definitely has a replayability. Like I definitely feel like I could sit through Vinland Saga all over again when it's all said and done. Like that's the type of story, that's the type of vibe it's giving me. And a lot of people didn't like the switch between seasons 1 and 2, but I personally did. I personally liked the switch from the first season. You know, Thorfinn being a young, aggressive kid, angry, growing up, trying to figure out his way through life, learning, maturing. And then in the second season, him being like, yo, I don't want to be a crash test dummy no more. Like, I want to have an actual life. And so seeing that dichotomy has been like fantastic. It's wonderful. Like, I really do like it. But for me, Full Metal is just, and it may 1000% be nostalgia, but I could turn that anime on tomorrow, and within the week I'd be done. Like that's just how quick I could fall back in love with watching that anime. The story, the characters, alchemy is a interesting and cool as hell power system. Like originally was thought to be, science, but no, they turned it into like physical manifestations to use as powers to fight and control. Like, bro, it's dope.
Philosophical implications of it.
It's dope. Yeah. And then like we can go down a rabbit hole. I can go down a rabbit hole on that, bro.
No, but I feel the same way about you. Feel the same way about it, bro. But I mean, for me, I like again pull the trigger. I'm not choosing because this is two great animes that are teaching you how to be a better human being.
Yep.
And how to deal with certain traumas and certain things it's in life. Yeah, there's a bunch of killing going on behind these lessons, but I mean that's just part of the lesson. What is this teaching you? There's a bunch of tragedy that that's going to happen in your life, or even while you're going through what you're going through, and you just have to focus on certain things to become that better person.
Right.
That's how I feel about it. Pull the trigger. I can't choose one.
I feel you.
Boss.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. That's exactly what it is.
Eating, bro.
Yep. So 100%. Not because, and I don't want it to feel like it's a lazy take. It's just because, like Dee said, these are two anime that are teaching you the value like of human life, and then how to deal with tragedy in the midst of going through your everyday life in some of the most philosophically deep and inspirational anime I've ever witnessed. It makes me think of stuff like Grave of the Fireflies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hitting home like that. So that's why I'm like, I pick how. It's difficult. If I absolutely had to pick one, then I'm gonna lean Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood just because it's a completed body of work, and the ultimate truth from Full Metal Alchemist was that with like stuff like equivalent exchange,
but there's always a sacrifice.
There's always a cost. There's always a sacrifice. You can get what you want, but you always have to pay somehow. And whilst alchemy is great, it's not everything. Because if you see at the end of the series, Ed gives up all of his alchemy for his brother back. So it just, I don't know, it leans into what's really important. It's really cool.
For me, what I'll say is this. I think Vinland Saga is phenomenal. I think Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is one of the GOATs. And I think that's the difference in that we are, as you've stated, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is a completed body of work. Vinland Saga is still coming up. So it's still doing its time. It's still going through the paces and figuring itself out. And so far, phenomenal. Nothing bad to say about it. Beautiful. But that scene where I think he's a captain and they're at the grave site and home dude's being buried and he's like, man, it's awful terrible about this rain.
Bro.
Harder than Jiraiya dying. You know what I'm saying?
He's talking about Mustang when he went to visit Hughes' grave. Yeah. Yeah.
What rain?
Yeah.
It's raining right now.
Yeah. Lieutenant Hawk, I said,
I'm one of the toughest construction workers you ever meet. I was balling like a bitch.
Mustang was hurt, bro.
Certainty.
Mustang was hurt. He was going through it, man. It was hard not to be sad during that time.
But the revenge was so good.
Oh, bro. He lit her up like a Christmas tree.
Boy, what?
It was bad. I'm just saying.
Boy gave her a symphony of snaps.
Oh, it wasn't a her. That was a him.
Oh, a him.
Snaps he gave that thing sounded like he was in a whole Porsche slam. It was just everybody just in there.
Bad.
Golly. I mean, I never thought like a dude snapping could look cool, but that was cool. Like, because there was a dude years ago on America's Got Talent who was like doing snaps to like do a song, and I was like, that's weak. Like, that's not really a fucking talent. Like, what are you even fucking doing on that stage? Get the fuck out of it. There's people that can sing. Get wrecked. No disrespect to the snapping man. I can snap. You're not. That's not special.
I can snap.
Now, if audience members combustion when he was snapping.
Heard. That would be cool stuff. But
nah.
That man Mustang snapping that man practically to death, that homunculus, was wild to see in an anime. Because I'd never seen no fight technique like that before. And we've seen Dragon Ball. We saw Thundershock Surprise. We seen Kamehameha, Senko, like.
Nah, bro, it's snapping fire at people, bro.
Yeah, I remember that song from what's that Zelda game? Which one was that one? Majora's Mask, I think it was. You went to that desert with your horse. Click it, click it. Boy, that was that song. That was Roy Mustang during that song, just sitting there doing the samba, just.
Yo,
crazy. So I'll say I absolutely agree with Klepto, though, that for me, I know by leaning towards Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I feel like it's more than likely nostalgia in that, golly, man. Like, it's just a classic. It'll forever be a classic. There'll never be a time when I'm like, if you ask me tomorrow, hey, you want to watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? Fuck yeah, I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Put it on, brother.
Don't get me wrong. I do think Vinland Saga eventually. When a Vinland Saga is completed, when it's all said and done, I do think Vinland Saga 1000% will be another one of those anime where 5 to 10 years later, it's like, nah, this is still gas. Like this is still heat. Like I would still put people on this anime if they haven't seen it.
Absolutely. And now we're gonna do the anime recommendation. Hitman Reborn.
Hitman Reborn. All right, I have the synopsis here real quick. So Suna, a timid junior high student, is a failure at school, sports, and social life. But everything around Suna has been completely changed when a baby called Reborn, who claims to be an Italian hitman from Vongola family, shows up. Reborn was sent to groom Suna for his future life as a mafia boss of the family. That is the synopsis of Hitman Reborn. The main character's name is Suna. In his entire life, man never thought he was heir to some mafia throne where literally everybody in his family is a hitter. I'm talking about heavy hitting the whole family, a bunch of monsters. and he a monster too. He just don't know it yet.
Yep.
Just don't know it yet. That is why Reborn has showed up and told that man, "Hey man, look, you him for real, okay? I gotta teach you something. I just gotta teach you something.
Gotta learn you.
I gotta learn you." The Vongola Flame, bro. But yeah, it's a good one. It's a longer one. I believe it was one of those anime that came after the Naruto, the Fairy Tail, that generation. It was like that generation right after Naruto and Bleach and those animes came out. Definitely flew under the radar. Does not get the love it deserves, I feel.
Not at all.
Yeah, does not get the love it deserves. I do believe it is over 100 episodes. Let me verify real quick for the peoples.
I don't know if all of it's been animated. Unless it has.
Nah, it has.
Animated.
200 episodes.
And where can we catch it?
It's
Uh-oh. Froze up on us.
Oh. Klepto!
My back? What happened?
You froze. Oh my goodness. Oh. Mm-hmm. It just did everything you did.
Yeah, you good now. You good now.
Okay. Oh, my fault. All right. Sorry. What was the last thing y'all heard?
Nothing.
Where can we catch it?
Crunchyroll. You can watch it on Crunchyroll. There's over 200 episodes of Reborn. So it is one of those longer anime, but it's a good story.
Don't care. From the way you just described it, I'm down. Adding it to the watch list tonight.
Hey. Is there?
Now if it's subbed. No, just kidding.
Nah, it should be dubbed.
Just
let me check it dub for you. Let me check it right now. Oh, it's not dubbed.
No, from the description, it sounds good enough. I'd watch it subbed.
Okay, I'm about to say
it sounds like
it's chocolate to the back of your eyes.
Let me teach you the trick of the trade real quick. Teach you how to watch
it.
You're gonna teach me that's gonna convince me to watch, like to listen to it in Japanese.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I was struggling at first when I first started. It was Naruto. I'll never forget when I finally finished all of Naruto and I started Naruto Shippuden. Naruto Shippuden taught me how to watch anime.
You need to hire more voice actors that speak English and do that. Okay? I will happily spend my money on the membership to get the dub put in these shows. Okay. I'll give you, there's another one. Okay, real quick. There's an anime on Crunchyroll that they have it in Japanese and it's dubbed in German. Not in English, in German. And the anime it's something about it got reincarnated as an intergalactic emperor or something. And so he tries to do all this. So I was reading the synopsis, and this is what made me want to watch it. Not to, take away from Hitman Reborn, but in the synopsis, it's like he keeps trying to do all these evil things, but the universe, like the galaxy's interpreting it as all these good things. They're like, "Oh man, you wiped out all this whole bad people. Oh, that's great, thank you." Oh, exactly. And he just keeps getting like to more and more power, more and more responsibilities. Like, no, like I just want to be evil. Like, wah. No, man, you're a good guy. Don't worry about it.
Anime Mega Mind.
And I went to watch the first episode, and I heard "Get night" and all that other stuff, and I was like, "Cool." I guess Nazi Germany invaded Crunchyroll. I'm just kidding. Please don't cancel me. I'm just saying. I felt like this was disrespectful to have it in Japanese and not in English.
Oh my god!
And in German and not in English. I was like, that's crazy. Moving on to our anime question. Klepto, do you want to reveal it?
Oh yes, our anime question of the week. What would your hero name be? It does not have to be like adjacent to your quirk or your powers. It can just be a name you would choose for yourself if you were a hero. My hero name would be Chrome. That was the name I decided on. Chrome.
What do you think your quirk would be?
My quirk? Either something to do with shadows or telekinesis.
Heard. That'd be bitching.
Mine was Shango.
Shango.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What kind of quirk would you have?
Probably some sort of lightning manipulation or like.
Oh, boy, they're gonna be raiding out here, bro.
Basically, yeah.
I have two, but they're based on two different. We're just doing quirks, right?
Mm.
Okay.
No, just your hero name, and then T is
Yeah.
following it up with what do you think your quirk would be?
Okay. Well, yeah. So I would have two. I have two different hero names. Like I said, they based off two different power sets. The first one, his name is Kage,
Okay.
and his whole power set is just is based off shadow manipulation.
Yep.
The other one name is Element Stone.
Element Stone.
That boy detective.
You could put him. We could put him in DC Comics, but I mean, this is not necessarily he's not necessarily a detective. And
Element
his
Stone.
power set is pretty much Earth based. Like he could just. It's a lot to go into. We ain't got the time.
You about to
Okay,
be rocking
Earthbender, my hero, bro.
Yep.
All right. So I have two different power sets, but only one name. So my hero name would be the same regardless of what my power set is, and that is Dirty South, Texas. It's my gamer tag on everything. 100%. You heard it here first. I'm Dirty South, Texas. If I could legally change my name to that, that's what it would be. I would be Dirty South, Texas Long. 100%. Big fat.
Dirty
Wow.
South, Texas Long.
That's what it would be.
Why
Yes.
do I feel like his theme music when he lands in? Can you fly? First off, can you fly? Any? No. I just need you to put this. I just need you to put this one part so I can say finish what I'm about to say.
Technically, yes.
Yep. I feel like when he lands in, all you hear is fo still tipping, wood grain I'm gripping.
So, as the first power set, I kind of adopted something that already exists within My Hero Academia. So I would have been in a similar fashion to how One for All is an inherited thing. You basically pass it on.
Mhm.
In some sort of fashion, the US government would have found a way to transfer New Order to me, or a version of it. So you could just see me coming in just beefed out.
I'm telling the air molecules to move up.
And now if I know your name and living in America, come on. It's a cheat code. Come on. I'm just saying. Anyway, the other way I figured that would work is it would essentially be Jinwoo from Solo Leveling without the Shadow Mark abilities. So I'm not like undeading people, nothing like that, but I can level up. And I basically get to distribute my points like I'm in a video. So where I interact with my quirk is like a video game in the sense that I can pull things out of an imaginary. I can get things from like training or what have you, loot boxes, and use that in the store. And I don't know how currency would affect that in-game store, but somehow or another, there would be a transfer.
Hey, can you see him beat the shit out of somebody? Hold on, bro. Can you see him beat the shit out of somebody? The goddamn loot boxes pop up out of nowhere.
Oh, loot boxes.
Like, just look. Take any serious My Hero Academia fight right now, and just imagine him just getting that final punch off or whatever, cut whatever, and all of a sudden the fucking box just. Oh, my loot box! Like, what the bro? Where the fuck that come from, bro?
It's
To
his
me,
work.
the reason I phrase it like that too, though, is because picture this, right? In Solo Leveling, every time somebody gets a little too bloodthirsty for Jinwoo, the system's like, cool, you got to decimate them. You got to take them out, bro. Sorry. I know you don't want to kill, but it's just your lot in life. They're sacrificing themselves to you. So I think that within that same realm of thinking, I know. Within that same realm of thinking, I think that if you put Jinwoo in the room with Tomura Shigaraki, Stop.
Oh no, he would have been.
That's one to put in the drawer because Shigaraki would be decimated. There would be nothing left. It would be the equivalent of him about to disintegrate Jinwoo and cool mutilation deleted. Cut. In my opinion. I know that was really long-winded. I apologize.
And then the loot box just.
There's just a hand in there.
Loot box. I can now go into a portal and get stronger.
What the? Yep,
All
dope.
right.
Busted. Done. Stop it.
I'm weak.
No. I always take it to a level it doesn't need to go. With that
You
being
gotta
said,
break the verse.
not knowing. This has been another episode of Young Bros Anime Pod, our anime versus anime debate episode. Thank you for being with us. Bros,
Supposed to do that. I'm going to get that. It's going to get done.
You say that every time.